to organize, protect, and secure your equipment or stuff. Nerf bars and running boards to help your mom climb in and out or yourself after a hard day or night. See Continental Truck Accessories and show your truck some tax refund love. 6701 South Broadway.
Heartland Bicycle, in the heart of Wichita's Old Town at 111 North Mosley, has just about anything you need for you and your bicycling needs. Bicycles from Giant, Salsa Bicycles, frames and components, Gunner Cycles USA, and Sun Bicycles. Did you know Heartland Bicycle rents bicycles? And when it comes to service, Heartland will fix you right. Bicycle clothing and accessories. In the heart of Wichita's Old Town, it's Heartland Bicycle. Online at heartlandbike.com.
Right now it still gets cold and it's hard to keep things hot. Pretty soon, though, it'll be hot and hard to keep things cold. Be ready with the latest from Yeti at Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays. When you want the best in temperature control, one name stands above the rest. And when it comes to Yeti, Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays has you covered. From mugs to jugs, coolers to flips, backpacks, and more. Pride Ag Ace Hardware is your Yeti store. The store that takes pride in serving you. Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays.
In the public sector, when we hire on an administrator into a school district, when we hire on a new department or a new agency into a government and we give them revenue, we give them money in order to promote more government, what are we doing? We're subsidizing. We're putting more of a burden on others in order to compensate for a revenue or for a salary for them.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier. Mornings on 1480 AM and 102.5 FM. KQAM. This is a Steckline communication station. K273CX FM 102.5 and AM 1480 KQAM. Wichita proud.
Trump addresses Jewish GOP. Exciting NCAA action in Minneapolis. I'm Evan Haining. The annual Republican Jewish Coalition Leadership Conference is underway in Las Vegas. When President Trump addressed the group, he hit on a wide range of topics, not least of them the economy.
Since the election, we've created more than 5.5 million new jobs, including 600,000 manufacturing jobs, things that nobody would have allowed me to say on the campaign trail. They would have said, oh, he exaggerates.
3 historically black churches have burned in Louisiana since March 26th. The pastor at one of the churches, Harry Richards, says there are things he's grateful for in the face of personal tragedy.
God's grace is undeserved merit. I know we don't deserve this, but he gives us something better than this, and that's undeserved grace. I thank God for grace.
President Trump continues to hold his ground against Democratic lawmakers' efforts to obtain his tax returns, and correspondent Sarah Westwood reports Trump hired new help this week.
President Trump said that he believes the law is 100% on his side. That, of course, remains to be seen over a fight that could take months or even years to resolve. The next step in this process is likely that the Treasury Department is going to seek legal advice on how to proceed from here.
Well, college basketball fans are approaching the climax of this year's NCAA contest. In Minneapolis, it's Virginia and Auburn right now, and Auburn leads 59-57.
The first game did not disappoint. Close, several lead changes, wild, all expected and emotional. Game 2 billed to be just as exciting. Michigan State taking on Texas Tech. Tech, another first-timer in the Final Four. The Spartans got here by defeating Duke in the Elite Eight. The Red Raiders upset Gonzaga to earn their spot in the semifinals. It's time to strap in for another nail.
That's Jim Roop. I'm Evan Haining.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
O'Reilly. If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to or makes squealing noises when you brake, shop the Spring Brake Deal Savings Event at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail. Don't miss the Spring Brake Deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. If you're a person that loves to make money, meet new people, and want to work in the entertainment industry, then you might be perfect to join the KQAM sales team. Every day, thousands of people listen to 1480 AM, 102.5 FM KQAM, The Big Talker, and you can represent those people to the thousands of businesses throughout Wichita. If this sounds interesting to you, send your resume to ddowns@kgso.com. That's ddowns@kgso.com. Steckline Communications is an equal opportunity employer.
Farmers looking for a perfect seedbed are turning to the new TurboMax vertical tillage tool from Great Plains. This is Leroy the Tractor Man from Schmidt & Sons to tell you a little bit about this impressive tool. What defines an effective, true vertical tillage tool? The hydraulic gang angle adjustment allows the TurboMax to aggressively level the seedbed and remove weeds, while its 3 3/4 inch overall blade spacing cuts and sizes residue without creating compaction. In the spring, keep the gangs straight and create a level, vertical tilled seedbed that is perfect for planting. In the fall, run the machine with gangs at an angle to bury more residue. The new Great Plains TurboMax can run at high speeds and size residue without ridging. It allows the operator to hydraulically adjust the gang angles to deliver the desired residue coverage. Come in and see us at Schmidt & Sons to learn more about the Great Plains TurboMax vertical till. Find us on the web at schmitty.com. Harvest starts here.
Turning on the charm with a tractor in each arm. Down at Schmidt & Sons.
We could call it Barney's Grocery, Barney's Home Medical Supplies, Barney's Diabetes Supply Store, or Barney's Deep Discount Drugs, but we'll stick to the name that Wichitans have been trusting since the 1980s, Barney's Pharmacy at Central and Zoo Boulevard. Open 6 days a week for your shopping and prescription needs, and open 24/7 online at barneysdiscountdrugs.com. And Barney's is your headquarters for Now Vitamins, your Health Mart Pharmacy, and so much more. Barney's Pharmacy, Central and Zoo Boulevard. The Laundry Station in Wichita is Kansas' premier laundry services provider. The Laundry Station has machines for all of your needs in the Wichita area. In fact, the largest machine can handle 10 loads at a time. And for those of you who are not do-it-yourselfers, the Laundry Station's premium wash, dry, fold service allows you to drop off and pick up your laundry the same day in most cases. Conveniently located in the heart of Wichita, on Oliver at Kellogg. The Laundry Station, and online at thelaundrystationks.com.
Riverside Cafe is more than just great comfort foods. Riverside Cafe has amazing fresh salads, daily hand-breaded fresh catfish, and chicken strips. Burgers.
Burger.
The best in the business, and even veggie burgers for the healthy eaters. Riverside Cafe, breakfast all day, every day, daily specials, homemade hand-cut fries, fried chicken Fridays, and kids eat free Monday through Friday when each child accompanies a paying adult. Riverside Cafe, open till 8 Monday through Saturday, open till 2 Sunday afternoons, 2 Wichita locations, and 824 North Baltimore in Derby.
Here's your latest forecast from the Big Talker 1210 and 106.3 KGYN. For tonight, mostly clear skies, low of 47. Sunny on Sunday, a high of 74. Mostly clear skies Sunday night, a low of 44. And we'll start off the week on Monday with sunny skies and a high of 77. Monday night, mostly clear skies, a low of 47. I'm John Biggs, and that's your forecast from the 5-state Big Talker.
At 7:07, it's currently 59 degrees.
This is Dana Lash, and you're listening to your home for local conservative talk, the Big Talker, KQAM 1480 AM and 102.5 FM.
The views expressed on the Jim Price Show do not represent the opinions of KQAM Radio or Steckline Communications. You're listening to the Jim Price Show right here on the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
My name is Logan, and I'm listening to the Jim Price Show.
Well, hello, can you hear me? I can't hear me on the microphone, so there's a technical difficulty on my side of the radio. Good evening, everybody. It's Jim Price, and this is the Jim Price Show. I'd like to thank you all for turning in tonight on this glorious Saturday evening. Had a little bit of rain wash through Wichita for about a half minute today, and got everybody's cars nice and dirty, so we'll make sure to be over the car wash later. One of the things I want to talk about this week, we've got a lot of things coming up, though. And oh, hey, by the way, in the studio with me is Preston Gillen.
What's up, Wichita?
Hi. Sorry about that, Preston. I forgot you were there, just sitting 2 feet away from me.
Yeah.
You're so forgettable. No. Anyway, this week has been a rough week. We got a lot of things going on with the fact that we're still going on and on about collusion. We're still going on and on with AOC's idea of what she thinks is reality, meaning that she says, hey, we don't pay, the federal government doesn't use all the money that the government uses is not tax dollars. So she's trying to define to us in some neat new way that somehow the money that we're giving her and then they are spending is not our money and it's not tax dollars. So anyway, we'll get into that later. That's a whole other segment on it. Wanted to go ahead and thank Preston for being here. He's been a real trooper. He's been helping me out getting the show going.
That's what I do, baby.
Got it off the ground for me. Been very helpful with that. Also, just a little bit of housekeeping. We're going to be here tonight for 2 hours. It's our first 2-hour live show, so we're going to be we're going to trip over ourselves. We're going to make mistakes, and you get to be a part of it. Next week, we want to come in from 3 to 5. NASCAR, the guys that run real fast, and everybody says they do what now? What is they do?
Shake and bake.
Oh no, it's turn and burn. You got to do the left-hand turn. So the NASCAR guys are going to be on next week, and so I'll be on from 3 to 5 next Saturday. We're moving it up so you guys can still listen to me delve deep into some of these subjects and topics that they keep just scaring the pants off of everybody. If I really wanted to sit there and listen to some of this, I can understand why there's anxiety. I can understand why there's people freaking out that the earth is going to end in 12 years. We have presidential candidates. Now, this is the part it's disingenuous. And the word disingenuous means that they know this is not real, but it's a hot button. It's going to catch somebody in something. It's going to get them excited. And we have several presidential candidates. These are people who are going to go around the world and represent us. They're going to make decisions on policy and finance that are going to literally affect the 300-some million of us, but also other countries around the globe, saying that they also believe that within 12 years the earth is over. But Gore's been doing that for 30 years, and we still got more ice in the polar ice caps than we've ever had in recorded history. We still have, the weather changes constantly happening just like they're supposed to. Like, hey, here in a couple months, everybody in Kansas is going to say, oh, it's hot, and I'm tired of it being hot. I can't wait for it to be cold. And then about 3 to 4 months later, it's going to start getting cool, and they're like, I wish it was summer again. I mean, I think as humans, we just tend not to be happy about the situation we're in at the moment. But in reality, we all know things are in cycles. We all know things change. We all know volcanoes erupt. We all know there's oil leaking from the bottom of the ocean. We all know there's huge methane pockets in the Pacific Ocean. We know all these things are out there. We know what's happening. We know who's dumping their trash just off the shore, and it's floating out to the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We know who these perpetrators are. But remember, guys, at the end of the day, think about how great we're doing it. Think about when was the last time you really had to think where I'm going to get or can go buy a bottle of water. I mean, 20 years ago, if you said that every single store, every single grocery store, every single house basically in America has had in it a bottle of water, or someone has touched a bottle of water, there's no way I wouldn't have given you $1 for the idea. But in reality, 20 years later, bottled water is everywhere.
Tastes better than the water coming out of your faucet.
See right there. It's like they know, they know what good tasting water is, and they put it in a bottle, and so you pay a premium for it. But yet, and we do it willingly. But at the end of the day, I grew up drinking out of a well. So at my great grandma's house, there was an older gentleman down the street. He hand pumped a well for his garden every morning. Every morning he's out there. So us kids, in the summer we run down there, and he's out there pumping that water. We go there, we'd scoop that water up, and that was right straight out of the ground. It was a sand point. He's just sitting there pumping it. It was great cold water, and we loved it. I do have 3 ears and 4 eyes, but I think the water was great. I mean, I think is that obviously we're saying that all water's polluted and it causes something, this and that, and the other thing. But we all drank from hoses, and we all rode in the back of pickup trucks, and we did all that stuff, and we still survived. I think sometimes we've bubble wrapped ourselves so much anymore. That's why everything is so sensitive. I think that's why we forget to sometimes just, laugh at yourself once in a while and understand that we're going to be just fine. I think things are going to be great. So anyway, some housekeeping. Just to let you know, I did have surgery a couple weeks ago, and it's not been quite 2 weeks. They went in, and you guys on YouTube Live, they can see my mug here, but they did go in and fix some things and make sure that so everything was draining the way it was supposed to, and took care of a vascular issue that was out there that may have been the problem in the future, but we don't know. But You know, it also took, 9 months for the VA to get around to it. Single-payer health care is an amazing thing. You know, it's like it took me 10 months to wonder whether, you know, things were going to get taken care of, and 9-10 months, and hey, it finally did get taken care of. But what would have happened in the interim? You know, what would have happened in between when we found it, when I had the passing out spells, when I was going through the fatigue and all these things, and you know, the EMS is there hanging over the top of you. Are you okay? You okay? And you know, you go from that to you go up to the doctor and say, hey, this happened. They're like, well, let's do a scan. Like, what are you just? Was there a dartboard you just threw at? Like, do you know? Like, are you gonna? You know, so you know, there's sometimes the single payer healthcare stuff that everybody keeps trying to rush towards. You guys got to remember that as soon as the government takes it over, it's not going to work more efficient.
Bureaucracy, paperwork, stamp this, stamp that. We got to make sure that dot the I's, cross the T's, that this works okay, that works okay. Who's paying us our money? Where's this money going? What's, you know?
Well, let me ask you a question. How great, how awesome is this whole immigration system of once you apply for a green card or you apply for citizenship, does it take days to get this done?
No, it should take like what's the
it's years, 7 to 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So now let me just kind of compare that. The government is in control of the immigration system. It takes someone legally doing it right, spending tens of thousands of dollars with an attorney, an immigration attorney, all that stuff.
Taking the test to become an American.
7 to 10 years, America, 7 to 10 years to do it right. Now that what happens when you have somebody who subverts the system? Like we have the situation now at the southern border, right? Yeah. Which we have, it's at all ports of entry. We have people trying to sneak in all the time. Hey, if you got a great place, people want to get here. And there's a lot of times people are going to do it illegally just because they don't have any other means. But let's go back to the whole idea of health care. What's going to happen if the government's fully running health care? They're the only ones. They're the only ones in charge. They're the only ones paying for it. But what's going to happen? How are you going to handle if someone decides to jump ahead of the line? They get the tooth extraction you were supposed to get, and now you got to wait 2 more months for a opening. Or let's say you get in a car accident, and you were supposed to have something, your pacemaker put in. Well, but you're in the hospital for a car accident, so someone else took your pacemaker spot. Mm-hmm. I mean, but let's say they just start paying people off within the healthcare system and allows them to jump ahead.
Go ahead and finish.
Uh-oh.
I got to throw in just real quick here.
Right.
And chime in. You got to remember, in the UK, when they want a knee surgery, they won't do the knee surgery unless you're 6 months free from smoking. We get help. So you got to stop smoking for 6 months to get a knee surgery.
But not drinking. You can still drink.
Yeah, drinking.
Yeah, you just can't smoke.
But the smoking, so you have to stop what you're doing, what your personal choice is, good, better, and different. You have to do that to comply with the government so that they will then do for you what you already need. They have already established you need it, but you have to show that you have been now nicotine or cigarette free for 6 months. I mean, what? So see, think about it, guys. You're giving away your individual freedoms. You're giving away those little personal choices that you take for granted. I stopped by the convenience store on the way here, and there's Mountain Dew throwback. It's the original sugar. I love it. I like the old throwback stuff. It's really good. I like getting some bottle of water so my mouth isn't dry for later. But at the end of the day, I got to make that choice. It's either Pepsi or the other one, right? Pepsi, the choice of a new generation. But I got to make that choice. But if the government is completely running it, you understand that there was a clause, or still is a clause, that everybody talks about death panels in the Affordable Care Act. And they say that it doesn't exist. They say this and that. But there's still terminology out there that says that they get to pick the winners and losers. The government gets to pick who gets what. So we're all rushing to that? We're all racing to that? I'm sorry. I know I went off on a deep end to tell you about my surgery, but I wanted to let you know that. We're going to get ready to go into a break. Just wanted to get you started with this. But remember, come back. We've got a lot more to talk about. A big week. Preston's here, and this is the Jim Price Show. It's time to put a stop to the fake news of the day. Giving you a recap of the week in politics. It's the Jim Price Show, Saturdays at 7 p.m. And it's only on the Big Talker, 1480 a.m. and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
The Jim Price Show on the Big Talker, KQAM.
Heartland Bicycle, in the heart of Wichita's Old Town at 111 North Mosley, has just about anything you need for you and your bicycling needs. Bicycles from Giant, Salsa Bicycles, frames and components, Gunner Cycles USA, and Sun Bicycles. Did you know Heartland Bicycle rents bicycles? And when it comes to service, Heartland will fix you right. Bicycle clothing and accessories. In the heart of Wichita's Old Town, it's Heartland Bicycle. Online at heartlandbike.com.
If you're a contractor
or a do-it-yourselfer,
you owe it to yourself to shop Croft Lumber of Heston.
Of course there's lumber.
And there's roofing and siding.
And the renowned custom covered cabinets.
Drywall and insulation. Just price Croft Lumber of Heston.
Chances are, if you price Croft Lumber, you'll be done shopping.
And free delivery within 50 miles. Croft Lumber of Heston. 800-736-4951. 800-736-4951. Online at kropflumber.com.
When you look around, you might feel pride is in short supply these days. Everything's being disrupted. Rules are changing. Everyone's scrambling to be the next flavor of the month. But at Ford, we don't measure in months. We've been around for 115 years, and we know the only constant is change. So, disruption? Yeah, it's what we do every day. It's also what's led us to build the world's first affordable car, the most beloved pickup truck on the road, the iconic American sports car, and the SUV most people think of when they think of an SUV. We know America was built on the backs of families like ours, so we still take pride in what we build and how we build. We even take pride in taking pride. And the world could use a little more of that right now. Because if you don't believe in what you're doing, why do it at all? Build Ford proud.
Hey, Mark Walters with Armed American Radio, and I want to tell you about Rob's Gun Tech and Firearms. They're the dealer to buy, sell, trade, and even consign. Budget to high-end custom firearms, ammo, accessories. They've got it all and feature Wilson Combat, Gun Crafters Industries, and Nighthawk Custom. Have a request? Work with their in-house gunsmith, find the right solution for you. Rob's Gun Tech offers pricing programs and discounts and proudly gives back to the Veteran Suicide Network. Learn more today at robsguntechandfirearms.com or visit them just east of 159th North on East Kellogg, where they know more than just the price.
Education and entertainment. This is The Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
Sure that we couldn't hear Andy talking about the single-payer health care issues, talking about how in Britain you have to wait for 6 months of non-smoking before you can get a knee surgery. So we thought we had him queued in there on the mic. He was sitting there doing a great job talking to us, but you guys couldn't hear him. So we're going to get that fixed. And, hey, we're go ahead.
That's right. Let me just say, first off, welcome to KQAM.
Thank you, sir.
As,
Thank you.
You know, the guy who does the show every morning here. It's good to be in here on a Saturday evening. And
Yeah.
But no, I'm excited for the show, for you guys to be rocking and rolling every week.
Right.
Normally at this time, without interference, usually from NASCAR and stuff on KQAM. But welcome
Right.
aboard. And yeah, it's going to be a fun show. I'm excited for you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, let's get back to the some of the things that we talked about before. He was talking about, and I guess we want to touch up that subject real quick, is that basically the single-payer health care, which is actually bankrupting England right now. I'm telling you guys, listen, you got to look at the numbers. You got to look at what they're spending. They're backing off on it. They're actually starting to go to more of a, I want to say an a la carte effect, where they're actually saying, okay, well, we're going to start letting you be part of this group, and we're going to let you start making this decision. And they're backing out of healthcare because they realize that just trying to monitor it, stay on top of it, they can't afford it. It's actually tearing their country down. It is not a successful model. You got to look at what's going on around Europe. There's a lot of these countries that literally are deferring these payments to a lot of retirement programs, a lot of the parks, a lot of different infrastructure things to try to keep this dream alive of healthcare. And I'm going to tell you right now, at the end of the day, think about how the free market has allowed us to be able to pick up gasoline anywhere we want. There's how many places that you can stop by and get gasoline, get a package of Twinkies, a bottle of Aquafina, something like that. You can literally walk in, and it happens because those places will stock what gets sold. Now, I've been in other parts of the country I've been in other parts of the country. I've traveled, right?
Yeah,
You know, gone.
You're a traveling man.
Got out there and traveled a little bit. Great song by Chris Stapleton, by the way. But, you know, I've traveled, and different parts of the country have different types of food when you walk in. You go down south, and you'll find chicken's feet in the little heater oven there, and you can buy a little tray of chicken's feet. And I'm going to let you know, I have not purchased those. I've not been a part of that. But I do know that, you know, there's other places you can get a really nice fried burrito, fried pies. Fried pies are good.
Yeah.
Just kind of like ice cream, God's gift to man. Ice cream is everything. So you got to remember that the free market takes care of so much. And, you know, and there's going to be parts of the country where people are affected by different things. You know, there's colder regions, there's warmer regions, so they tends to have more pneumonia here or more asthma there, but those people will specialize in those areas, and they'll concentrate in the areas to take care of those people. If the government says they're going to do it, they're going to say, I need one asthma specialist in each location, and they're not going to think about where the demographics of asthma sufferers are at. It's going to be government ran. I mean, guys, we have to really think about this for a minute. We have an immigration problem at the border where people literally just do not care whether they're breaking the law or not. They're just doing what they got to do to get here. The government has not funded it properly. It has not been taken care of. And now, you know, the two are fighting about which word to use in front of crisis or after crisis. You know, I wrote a little article. It was a few years back, and I posted it out there. And basically, it was referring to the idea that, you know, how would you feel if a guy just walked in your front door, went in, and, you know, went into your refrigerator, grabbed some food, walked out into your garage, put your tent up, went ahead and pulled your lawn chair out, brought an extension cord out to the tent, and every time he was hungry, he just walked in, grabbed some food, walked back out the tent. The first 10 seconds of that story, you're not going to allow any of that to happen. You're going to be calling the cops. You're going to be getting out your weapon and say, hey, get out of my house, get out of my yard. This is not going to happen this way. But yet, when we say it's immigration, as soon as we put the magical immigration hat on, we say, okay, well, now we're talking about immigration. It's all different rules. Things are different now. You can't talk about the same. I don't understand where someone coming into my house, taking my things, using my things freely, and that is against the law. That's a big no-no. The cops are going to help me out. The law enforcement is going to be on my side. My neighbors are now going to be on a watch to make sure that no one's coming into my house while I'm gone to, you know, hey, get out of his house, get out of his yard. They're going to even be a part of it. But as soon as we say it's a humanitarian crisis, or we say it's a world crisis, or we say it's a families being torn apart, guys, that doesn't negate the fact that it's called illegal immigration. It does not negate the fact that these people are literally being packed in here on buses. They've shown it. It's been all over the news. They show where these caravans are in buses. They show where they're on the back of trucks. They show they're on trains. Guys, this is not an accident. They didn't oops and fall over the line. You know, these people are purposely coming. You know, they're literally traveling through 2 and 3 countries to get here to say that they're at the first country for asylum. You know, they're coming here because they know that they can bend our laws and use it against us. But if we had a guy just sitting in our backyard in a tent, I mean, Preston, think about this. I mean, how cool would things be at your house if you pull up and there's some guy in the backyard with a tent all set up, your lawn chair, got an extension cord out there, and he just kind of gives you the wave. Hey, thanks for letting me stay.
No.
You don't think that's cool? That's not going to be okay with you to
get
share
out of my yard.
Well,
okay?
what kind of think about it now? These guys are going into your refrigerator though, and they're going to go ahead and take a shower while they're there. They're going to take a little bit of food. It's not much. It's just a little bit of food. It's just a little area of your yard, right? It's not that big of a deal if someone just comes in and takes advantage of you, right?
That's a negative.
What do you mean negative? You don't what? You don't want to just...
That doesn't fly with me. I have a problem right now with my kids raiding my refrigerator. Like, I'll have, like, chicken wings or something. And I'm like,
have you started to hide food yet?
Yeah. I'm like,
are you hiding, like, the box of cookies behind the box of oatmeal somehow to make sure that you're not going to find it?
That's my food.
My kids figured that out real fast. They figured out Dad's hiding spot, or they just walked into the... I tried to, have different spots, like, hey, this is my Mountain Dew, or this is my Pepsi, and all of a sudden it's like, where's my stuff at? Oh, the kids found my spot. So you go over. Anyway, I digress on that. But the idea, guys, at the end of the day, it's a real simple fix. And it really isn't that hard. Change the law. You'll stop feeding the bears. Right now, you've enticed them. If all they got to do is say 2 sentences and they get to come in and just wildly just subvert the system where other people are waiting 7 and 10 years to get to America and be a citizen, but they can just traipse across the southern border and call it asylum. The problem is they've cheated someone else out of their spot. They've cheated somebody else out of that dream. Yes, it is a great place to live. We should be proud of exactly what we have here. We should be enthused to say, you know what, people want to be here. But that also means we ought to be able to pick some of the good ones. Pick some of the cool guys to come over. Pick some of these smart guys that have got all these brains. Bring them over. Bring them part of our brain trust. Let them be a part of our economy. And watch how things keep zooming for us. I mean, this is something to look forward to. But to sit there and just give it away, if you got the best thing on the block, you're not going to just give it away. Why would you do that? Why would you? It lessens the value of what we have if you know that you can just simply break our laws and walk away. It's really a sad deal that we just can't figure out how to change one law, fund it so that everybody can stay with everybody. Hey, that this is a family unit, this is a family unit, and this isn't. But guys, we got to think about keeping this together. You know, think about what the law should be. Think about how to fix it very simply and do the right thing. This is the Jim Price Show, and we'll be right back.
There's not.
In NCAA Final Four play, Virginia defeated Auburn by not much. Final score, Cavaliers 63, Tigers 62. In Las Vegas, President Trump told a crowd America is thriving.
And America is winning, winning, winning like never before. We're respected again. We are respected again. It's been a long time.
Trump was speaking to the annual Republican Jewish Coalition Leadership Conference. Referring to immigration, Trump called America's asylum program a scam. Former President Obama spoke to young leaders in Berlin, where he stressed cooperation and good works.
If we can get you to work in concert and teach and learn from each other, then you will change the world.
In Venezuela, rival political factions took to the streets as the struggle for control intensifies. U.S.-backed opposition leader Juan Guaido led a march in the capital of Caracas. I'm Evan Haining.
Together, we can turn a stairwell into an ER at a moment's notice. Together, we can turn a rescue ship for refugees into a maternity ward. Together, we can vaccinate 710,000 people in just 11 days. Together, we are Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders goes where others don't to provide life-saving medical care. Learn more at doctorswithoutborders.org.
O'Reilly. If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to or makes squealing noises when you brake, shop the Spring Brake Deal Savings Event at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail. Don't miss the Spring Brake Deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here to post your job.
Enjoy the weekend and join me for a Monday morning here on The Voice of Reason on KQAM. Backlash after the education vote in Topeka. What's next? Plus, we get set for the Kansas State Rifle Association's annual meeting as Mark Walters, host of Armed American Radio, joins over the phone at 7:30, and Bruce Williams and Jim Howell from the KSRA join at 8 a.m. All that in your phone calls on a Monday here on The Voice of Reason. Don't miss it.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hoosier. Mornings on 1480 AM and 102.5 FM. KQAM.
And now this message about fully customized vehicle wraps and graphics from Shire Graphics of Park City.
Park City's Shire Graphics has the highest quality of big truck and fleet graphics, from passenger vehicles to the big rigs and everything in between. No matter the size of your fleet, Shire Graphics of Park City is the area's leader in digitally printed vehicle wraps. Superior quality digital vehicle graphics from Shire Graphics, where their niche is your need in vehicle graphics, from single vehicle to fleet. Shire Graphics at shiregraphics.com.
Have you noticed the number of box stores that sell bed mattresses is dwindling? Locked up, closed down, shuttered. I mean, of course, commission-paid salesmen who use a dancing sheep to try and lure you in. It's believable. There's a reason why people who dip their toes in the water of looking for bed mattresses end up buying at Derby Mattress of Derby. Lower everyday prices than the box store sale prices. Every day. Derby Mattress, 105 South Baltimore in Derby.
When it comes to service, repair, or installing a new Trane air conditioner or furnace, nobody's better than Moody Heating and Air Conditioning, an independent Trane comfort specialist. So it just makes sense to become a Moody priority customer and enjoy great benefits like 10% off all service repairs, no overtime fees, faster response time, and much more. Becoming a priority customer at Moody Heating and Air Conditioning? Smart. Call 262-7444. That's 262-7444 today.
I am a customer of Scott Child's Old Time Clock Shop at 1946 West 13th Street. In the heart of Riverside, Scott Child's Old Time Clock Shop is the premier clock shop in Wichita, and that means a wide selection of clocks for sale. Hundreds of clocks of every different size and style. And Scott Child's Old Time Clock Shop is also a full-time clock repair shop. He even makes house calls. 267-1925. Scott Child's Old Time Clock Shop.
Here's your latest forecast from the Big Talker 1210 and 106.3 KGYN. For tonight, mostly clear skies, low of 47. Sunny on Sunday, a high of 74. Mostly clear skies Sunday night, a low of 44. And we'll start off the week on Monday with sunny skies and a high of 77. Monday night, mostly clear skies, a low of 47. I'm John Biggs, and that's your forecast from the 5-state Big Talker.
At 7:35, it's currently 60 degrees.
Live in local mornings, 6 to 9, right here on the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM.
Listen to that. I love that intro there. Thank you. Thank you very much. We got the in-house band playing. No, we don't have an in-house band. We don't have the budget for that.
Hair metal right there.
Well, hey, guys, I know that we went off on a little bit of the single-payer health care stuff and talking about how government control is obviously, something that I understand that people say, hey, we have to have something, right? We have to have some type of government. Well, I understand that regulations do certain things, but remember, let me give you an example of what a regulation will do for you. There are distillation towers on every single oil refinery in the world. That's how they distill. It's actually a distillation process that they actually take, and they put the petroleum in there, and they distillate it down, and you got all the way from the bottom very end where you got the coke, and you got kerosene, and all the way up to the jet fuel. Now, there's a process in there that I can actually go in and make those 10 times more less pollutant, more efficient, and just an overall better product. But the problem is one of the things that I know Trump talked about when he first got into office, Preston. Remember he talked about you got to take down, if you want one regulation, you got to take 11 down or something, something like that. So, and I'm sure that there'll be someone out there to correct me, and it was 13 or 9 or he's Orange Man bad or whatever it is they want to say. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with that is that people want to push back against what he's doing, but in reality, it's actually true. We have so many regulations that actually stifle growth, that actually stifle efficiency. They talk about how we want to not pollute the planet, that we need to spend trillions of dollars doing this stuff, but it takes 3 to 5 years to get the permit to put a more efficient distillation tower in that is already up and running and has been there for decades. They're applying to put in, we want to upgrade the distillation tower. We want to make it less pollutant. We want to make it a better machine. And it takes 3 to 5 years for that application to be processed through. That's the kind of stuff that government control and regulation, that's when it gets in the way. Yes, turn the application in, do what you're supposed to, but don't take 3 to 5 years of inefficient running to get to a more efficient run. So when we talk about healthcare, I don't really see how that's going to benefit us. A lot of people talk about how there's hospitals and there's clinics shutting down and we don't have services and this and that. Now, modern convenience has got us believing that everything's a click away, right? Everything is right there. We don't have to drive 10 miles to the doctor. We don't have to drive 50 miles to the doctor. We've gotten so used to the fact that we just run down the street and have a doctor give us a prescription for, our cough due to cold, whatever it is your issue is, that, if you had to go ahead and drive 30 miles, does that now somehow make that medical care less important or less viable or less accessible? The problem is that it's the economics of it. I mean, if it makes good business sense that the doctor puts himself in a centrally located place where he can service 3 cities, that someone's going to have to drive a little further, but he's still there. He's still doing his job. Well, we got hospitals and we got all this. These people are going to die. Okay, I really don't see that effect. I mean, honestly, I think it would hit the news. Mr. Johnson died for his inability to access or get to this hospital. And I really, that's one of the biggest claim to fame is that it's because it's access. Access is what? I mean, just because it's not across the street doesn't mean it's not access. It doesn't mean you can't get to it. There's amazing things that doctors do. Do you know it's actually cheaper just to pay your doctor cash than most of your co-pays anyway? They'll just take cash. They would rather just take cash than turn it into your insurance company and do all the rigmarole that they have to do on the backside to get the $12 out of the insurance company when you would just pay them $25. I mean, it's true. It is absolutely true. There is medical health share programs now that we've started to open up the borders where you can buy insurance in larger groups. You could go in and buy across state lines. These are things that are actually going to start driving the cost down. But if you want to go in and tell the hospitals and tell the doctors that it's going to be ran by the government, you're going to have an exodus of professionals, and you're going to have a decline in efficiencies. You're going to have a decline in care. And we have to think of that first. We have an amazing system of network of gas stations and food and, movies. How many movie theaters in Standard Town? Think about all the different stuff. Hey, we wanted movies on our phones. Well, companies created themselves, Netflix and others, to be able to give you movies on your phone. Ta-da! They provided what was needed because of the demand. Yeah. Don't just create or just push it or make it a mandate. And guys, by the way, we don't have a pile of money sitting around we haven't spent collecting interest over there, a couple $1 trillion just hanging out, that we ought to go ahead and use on health care. If you're going to eliminate health care as a private entity, if you eliminate that and you're going to government regulate the death out of it and you're going to go in there and take it over, we don't have that money sitting aside to, one, pay for it. But when you crush the industry and you take away the professionals in there that were actually creating a huge tax source, when you take that away, it's going to end up costing us even more because those dollars aren't being circulated through there. Now it's a government program. We have to think about this. The idea that we have people saying that we have to latch on to something that we can't even feasibly get to. What was it? The statistic that we had on the batteries that we talked about earlier. We were talking about the fact that the Tesla factory, just to be able to get everybody on a battery pack,
it'd be like 100 years or.
Oh no, it's right here. It's right here. It's 1,000 years. Now listen, this is actual fact. This is actual. These are it. The largest battery factory, Tesla's Gigafactory. Okay, listen to this. This is Tesla, and they're doing a great job. But remember, every electric car is subsidized 70% by the federal government. So they're only having to figure out how to make a profit, on that last part, right? Because they're charging the government for most of it. They are charging us. We are paying for all these Teslas driving around. Don't be jealous of them. You ought to be mad. They're driving a Tesla and you're not. You paid for that. 70% of those cars are completely subsidized. And besides the fact they got a lot of extra money and little bonds here and little gifts here and blah, blah, blah. Hey, these guys are killing it. I'm telling you right now, the whole green thing with all the money that's laying around out there, grant money, it's unbelievable. Anyway, let me go back to this real quick. It is literally, it does. I don't understand why we want to race towards something that will not be able to be maintained.
I have something for you.
Okay, go ahead.
You are fake news.
Oh, the Green New Deal's fake news. Oh, AOC's she's gonna tweet about you that you can't talk bad about her.
Oh.
All right, the largest battery factory, Tesla's Gigafactory, it would require 1,000 years of production. Think about this, 1,000 years of production to make enough batteries for 2 days worth of U.S. electricity demand. So in other words, it would take them 1,000 years just to get to where we have enough that we could survive if it was cloudy for 2 days.
So like China, that would take like 5,000 years? Because we all know the Chinese use way more energy than we do.
But there's billions of people there. We only got 330 million people here.
Oh.
They have billions of people. India has billions of people. We're only 5%. Or is it 5%? The entire population of the world, we're like less than 5%. But yet we're going to somehow will our way through dollars and regulations and government overreach to suddenly be able to change the entire globe. What China does in 1 day takes us 100 years in pollution. Right now, in current standards, right now. China does not care. India does not care. Russia does not care. The guys, and we're running around going, hey, if we're left the Paris Climate Agreement. Guys, it was costing us money to be part of a Cool Kids Club. That's all it was doing. It was billions of dollars spent into this organization, and all it was an agreement that we're going to give each other money. We're going to spend money on more of this. And the problem is that the scientists, if you tell me you want me to write a report that says that, I don't know, what is it, trees grow upside down, okay, and you're going to pay me $1 million a year, I'm pretty sure I'm going to find a way to get the science to lean that trees grow upside down. Because I want that grant money next year, and I want the year after that. And as long as I keep meeting your agenda, you're going to keep giving me that money. Why would I stop doing that? There's no incentive to tell the truth. If you want climate change to be real, they got the scientists leaning that way. But we have a clip. We have a clip that we know that we're going to play out here after the break that talks about. It's a really impressive clip of the founder of the Weather Channel, a true scientist, a man of his word. He can stand up on his own. He knows how to take care of his own business. We're going to bring that little clip in after the break. And this is the Jim Price Show.
If you're a person that loves to make money, meet new people, and want to work in the entertainment industry, then you might be perfect to join the KQAM sales team. Every day, thousands of people listen to 1480 AM, 102.5 FM, KQAM, the Big Talker, and you can represent those people to the thousands of businesses throughout Wichita. If this sounds interesting to you, send your resume to ddowns@kgso.com. That's ddowns@kgso.com. Steckline Communications is an equal opportunity employer.
When it comes to cleaning homes, dust, grime, and soap scum don't stand a chance when a team of highly trained dirt assassins from the Maids hit the scene. Ruthlessly efficient, trained in a 22-step process perfected through years of practice by the Maids. These masters of messes have only one motto: we fight dirty. Call now for a free estimate and schedule every other week service. Call the Maids, 316-832-9058. or visit maids.com.
Croft Lumber of Heston. Project expertise from start to finish. At Croft Lumber, you'll experience big box store selection with Heston owned and operated pride in serving you, the customer. Quality Anderson and Marvin windows, Anderson and Larson storm doors, the full line of custom kitchen cabinetry from R.D. Henry & Company. And Croft Lumber has the full Milwaukee tool line. Croft Lumber, where service is their specialty and delivery within a 50-mile radius is absolutely free. Croft Lumber of Heston.
Kansas has gone from one of the worst states in the nation to one of the best with our gun rights. And that's thanks to groups like the Kansas State Rifle Association. And now it's time for the KSRA's annual gathering. Sign up to attend the annual meeting at the Wichita Marriott Hotel on Kellogg and Webb, Friday and Saturday, April 12th and 13th. Enjoy great guest speakers like state and federal Second Amendment representatives,
competitive shooter Corin Mosher,
and keynote speaker Mark Walters, host of Armed American Radio.
Deadline to purchase tickets is Monday, April 8th.
For more details and tickets, go online to ksraweb.org or give them a call at 913-608-1910.
Maximum Outdoor Equipment knows mowers inside and out, backwards and forwards, commercial, residential, all brands, all types. They also know trimmers, edgers, snow blowers, and most other types of outdoor power equipment. Maximum Outdoor has the know-how to work on them and the parts to fix them, even if it isn't a brand they sell. Now, if you need someone to repair your refrigerator or fix your plumbing, Maximum Outdoor Equipment doesn't do that. They're not one of those big box stores that sells lots of stuff but can't help you if something goes wrong. Maximum Outdoor is a small box store specializing in mowers and outdoor Outdoor Power Equipment. If you have a lawnmower or some other piece of power equipment that needs tuning up or fixing, or you need parts so you can fix it yourself, they're the people to see, no matter what brand it is, even if you bought it at one of those big box stores. Maximum Outdoor Equipment. Give them a call at 943-0201 or stop in and see them just south of Kellogg on West Street and online at MaximumOutdoor.com.
Maximum service, maximum value, maximum outdoor equipment.
Pride Ag Ace Hardware proudly introduces the Traeger Ironwood 650 Blackwood Pellet Grill. Just one of 3 brand spanking new models of Traeger available at Pride Ag Ace Hardware. The Traeger Ironwood 650 offers 650 square inches of cooking area. And with a porcelain grate and the name Traeger, you can't go wrong. And check out the all-new grilling section at Pride Ag Ace Hardware with not only Traeger, but Big Green Egg and Weber. Pride Ag Ace Hardware of Mays.
It's news talk on the web. Like the KQAM Facebook page today. This is the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM.
Hey, welcome back. This is Jim Price Show. I know we got a lot of commercials. We got to pay to keep the lights on, or at least the one in here anyway. Well, guys, I know I promised you a segment, or in this segment here, we're going to go ahead and play a little bit of a clip for you that is really amazing. It's actually one of the best interviews I've seen where the guest stood up for himself, spoke clearly, precisely, has the credentials, and talked it out. And really, it's amazing how, guys, if you don't think about what this guy is saying, everything else that's being pushed on us is ultimate government control. I mean, stop thinking about it. It's the guns. Stop thinking about it's abortion. Stop thinking about it's all this other stuff. Guys, there's more at foot here than just what you guys keep trying to think of as these hot topics at the 30,000-foot level. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and it has to stop. I knew about this probably 20 years ago when they started talking about, what was it, global change or the ozone and the hole in the ozone because of the hairspray. Or that's why we don't have Big Bar here. I'm telling you, I'm very disappointed about the no Big Bar
You used
here.
to rock, well, I mean, like 2 weeks ago, you were rocking that pompadour. Like you
I toned it down because now we're on. Now that you can see me, I can't have the crazy hair. But no, the idea is that, you know, we've done so many things, and we have done a lot of great things, guys. This is not something new. We've actually been having a type of EPA discussion since the early 1900s. It was actually back in the 1800s when they started talking about better sewage control, better water purification, you know, better electricity. You know, there was a lot of things that came online. We've done some amazing things, but quit fighting about every little thing. It's got to stop. But anyway, this guy stood up for himself. He is actually the founder of the Weather Channel.
Yeah.
And he sets them straight, so go ahead and play the clip.
Denier, that is a word meant to put me down. I'm a skeptic about climate change. And I want to make it darn clear, Mr. Kenny's not a scientist. I am. He's the CEO of the Weather Channel.
He's a businessman.
I was the founder of the Weather Channel, not the co-founder.
And I'm glad you did, because I am addicted to the Weather Channel. I watch a lot of cable news.
Now. Hold on just a minute. I'm not done.
Oh, Junior.
And CNN has taken a very strong position on global warming that it is a consensus. Well, there is no consensus in science. Science isn't a...
Now, wait, he just said consensus, right?
He did.
He says it's not a consensus, it's science is a fact. And he repeated himself to make sure that he got heard, because the guy was wanting to talk over the top of him and say, oh, you know, it's just all this. No, Junior, let me talk. And so go for it. Let's hear the rest of this.
Vote. Science is about facts.
Facts.
And if you get down to the hard, cold facts. There's no question about it. Climate change is not happening. There is no significant man-made global warming now. Right. There hasn't been any in the past, and there's no reason to expect any in the future.
Seems simple
There's
enough.
a whole lot of baloney. Yeah. And yes, it has become a big political point of the Democratic Party and part of their platform, and I regret it's become political instead of scientific. But the science is on my side.
I don't think we're going to come to a conclusion about the topic right here. What I do wonder, though, is when you see...
because you wouldn't allow it to happen on CNN. But I'm happy that I got on the air and got a chance to talk to your viewers. Hello, everybody. There is no global warming.
What I do wonder is when you see the government, when you see NASA, when you see other institutions say that 97% of climate scientists...
Wait, hold on. So the first show that we talked about, when he's like, NASA says, no, NASA
says we're gaining 20 billion tons of ice a year on the South Pole. Net gain. That's after the thaw and everything's put back on. They've proved since 1978 with the satellites have been monitoring the South Pole because they were worried about climate change back then. And they found out that a net gain of 22 billion tons of water. And it's actually, now think about this for a second, it's actually dropping the sea level, not Al Gore. Al Gore said that the Manhattan would be underwater by 3 feet by now, right? Turn of the century, we're going to be underwater. All the buildings are being destroyed. Oh, go home.
Kevin Costner in Waterworld.
Yeah. So, we're all running around on sailboats. No. Anyway, so the thing is that he literally makes the point so right there in his face. But we are adding 22 billion tons of ice to the South Pole every year. It's a net gain. And it's actually lowering the entire ocean. Now, I'm not saying one of the oceans, not ocean, not kind of like the Indian Sea or maybe the Gulf of Mexico. I'm saying all of it by 0.23 millimeters. Now, I know that's less than a hair, but they understand that actually is a net gain of water that's being stacked on the South Pole. And if you're telling me that all the things that we're doing is creating that, you're not paying attention. It's not that hard to look this information up. I am not going down and spending 20 hours a week diving into research and doing all this math. This is stuff that NASA's publishing out. This is stuff that the founder of the Weather Channel, who is a scientist himself, can prove to you. Go ahead, let's play the rest of it.
Hold on, I got something for you, CNN, and something for you, Al Gore.
You are fake news.
Oh,
I'm just going to
Al Gore,
the crap out of that.
Poor guy.
All right.
Poor guy.
Disagree. Do you think they're making it up? What I don't understand is how you square that.
Well, that's a manipulated figure, and let me explain it to you.
Oh, the money.
The government puts out about $2.5 billion directly for climate research every year. It only gives that money to scientists who will produce scientific results that support the global warming hypothesis of the Democrat Party position. So they don't have any choice. If you're going to get the money, you got to support their position. Therefore, 97% of the scientific reports published support global warming. Why? Because those are the ones the government pays for, and that's where the money is. It's real simple, but that doesn't mean it's right. That doesn't make it true. That only makes it bought and paid for. The money goes in circles.
I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to try to refute you on
that's
the
the
facts.
truth.
Nobody's debating
from this issue and let the two sides be on the air. There are 31,000 scientists who have signed a petition that says it is not valid, that my position is correct.
31,000
and
scientists.
we'll keep battling, and
they have nothing to gain except for their reputation being tarnished if they were wrong. So think about that. Think about that. Literally, it's $2.5 billion a year that they're putting out there to make sure that they fulfill their wish list, which is if we can tell you that there's going to be a catastrophe, we can tell you that you need to make sure and put your tinfoil hats on, they're going to pay for that direction, but what's that do? More control.
Yeah.
Who's going to, what windows you're going to have in your house? What shingles on your house? What color your house is going to be? What color jumpsuit you're going to start wearing every day?
I mean, we kind of do that right now, right? If you look at, like, when my parents built their home in the 70s,
right?
Like, it wasn't all cookie cutter. It's like you can have whatever you want. You want a cottage, build a cottage. You want a barn house?
You want a house? Just build it,
But now, like, you have, like, homeowners association, and it's like you get three designs, right? And then each house is, has to be, like, blue, brown, tan.
Right. But no weeds in your garden or they'll fine you. The HOA will fine you if they find the weed in your
and you got to have either like a clear basketball board or like a black basketball. You can't have like certain color. You can't have
no
all
team
that.
logos. You can't paint anything on your concrete because that's disrupting the flow of
Don't
the
junk
gray
up our neighborhood.
concrete. I mean, come on. So again, guys, think about this. I'm not telling you to go out there wildly and start, clubbing seals and pouring oil into the whatever. That's not what we're trying for here. At the end of the day, it's like put the common sense behind it, right? Hey, like I said last time, walk if you can walk. Get on a horse if you can. Take the bus if you can. Find the transportation that makes it most efficient for you to get there. Don't over and abuse things. Make it something that you can tangibly do better, right? But here's the problem. The government is down there telling me how loud my truck can be, how loud the motor can be, how fuel efficient it can be. That's why all cars look exactly the same. You understand that, right?
Yeah.
Because of the airflow efficiencies are actually part of the car design now. They have to meet airflow efficiencies. That's why cars look all the same. That's why trucks are not in the car segment. You notice trucks are still looking like trucks, right?
Yeah.
Except for some of them, but it's still looking like a truck, right? It's because they don't have to meet those airflow standards because they're considered a work vehicle. So anyway, at the end of the day, hey, we're getting ready to come up on another commercial break, and I want to send this out. I want to set this up for you guys to see this amazing person with a Southern accent talking about. You know what? I've already kind of thought. What was it they were talking about? They got a Southern accent.
Yeah.
They're highly educated. They have a degree in international studies and business finance,
economics.
Business economics,
international relationships, and economics.
So they know internet. They got a degree in it.
Yeah.
It's international stuff. Like where Russia is, where China is. It's like. Or maybe even something a little deeper. If it's international relations, they got to know how to handle each other, right?
Yeah.
So then you got to go to. They also have a business finance degree, which means they should really be good with numbers. They should be able to really track numbers and see how numbers, 1 + 1 is. Oh wait, hold on. Hey, I don't know what the new math is, but 1 + 1 is 2. I'm gonna go with that. It's very simple. I graduated at the bottom of my high school class, and I, got the diploma to prove it, right? Just like the doctor who graduates last in his class, he's still a
doctor, I guess.
Doctor.
Not a very good one.
Hey, no. A degree's a degree. But she worked very hard at this, and she's got a little speech she wants to do after the break. So want to make sure you guys all tune back in. I'll see you after the top of the hour. This is the Jim Price Show.
This is a Steckline Communication station, K273CX, FM 102.5, and AM 1480 KQAM, Wichita proud.
The Cavaliers beat the Tigers. More Trump on asylum seekers. I'm Evan Haining. The first semifinal game of the 2019 NCAA tournament is complete. Westwood One Sports' Kevin Kugler makes the call in the last fraction of second of play.
Purifoy holds the ball. 0.6 of a second left. Purifoy throws it in. Caught. Brown. Turnaround. No. And Virginia 63. Auburn 62. The Cavaliers will play for their first national championship on the backs of 3 free throws with under 1 second to play.
The Michigan State-Texas Tech matchup has just gotten underway. No score yet. Among the topics President Trump addressed at the Republican Jewish Coalition meeting in Las Vegas was immigration. The president called America's asylum program a scam and mocked supporters of asylum as being in denial about migrants' motivations.
They read a little page given by lawyers that are all over the place. Lawyers. They tell them what to say. You look at this guy, you say, wow, that's a tough cookie. I am very fearful for my life. I am very worried that I will be accosted. If I am sent back home, no. He'll do the accosting.
The Democrat who heads the House Ways and Means Committee has asked the IRS to provide 6 years of President Trump's personal tax returns. Correspondent Boris Sanchez reports Trump's lawyers are saying no.
The president's attorneys called that request illegitimate. They put out a scathing statement. I'll read part of it to you now. One of the attorneys writing, quote, if the IRS acquiesces to Chairman Richard Neal's request, it would set a dangerous precedent. As Secretary Mnuchin recently told Congress, he is not aware that there has ever been a request for an elected official's tax returns for good reason. It would be a gross abuse of power for the majority party.
I'm Evan Haining.
Lowe's knows you'll do spring right by saving on everything you need to get your garden growing. We do it right too, with incredible deals to help you save during our Spring Black Friday sale, like Bonnie vegetable and herb plants 4 for $10. And for a clean-looking landscape, pick up 5 bags of Scott's mulch for just $10. Whatever's on your spring to-do list, hurry in and save during our Spring Black Friday sale. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 4/17, not valid on Alaska or Hawaii. Bonnie offer valid on 19-ounce pots. See store for details, U.S. only.
Oh, fresh powder. I'll get the skis.
Ugh, I can't.
Winter nasal congestion. Is it A, cold, B, sinus pressure, C, allergies?
I'm not sure.
For all of the above, the answer is D, Allegra D, a maximum strength decongestant plus a powerful non-drowsy antihistamine for 24 hours of relief.
Feel better?
Yep. Feel like racing?
Hey, wait!
This winter, the answer is Allegra D. Look for Allegra D at the pharmacy counter. Use as directed.
This is Jim Price. Join me every Saturday evening, 7 to 9 p.m., right here on the Big Talker, KQAM. When the news overwhelms you, from local to national, make sure you get the right information. It's time to put a stop to the fake news of the day, giving you a recap of the week in politics. It's the Jim Price Show, Saturdays at 7 p.m., and it's only on the Big Talker, 1480 a.m. and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
The Jim Price Show on the Big Talker, KQAM.
Waring and Fiegel Optometry at 2121 North Tyler, number 302, has a selection of prescription sun eyewear that's so bright everyone can be wearing shades. Waring and Fiegel Optometry has the names in sun eye apparel that people seek. Prescription eyewear from Maui Jim, Oakley, Wiley X, Rudy Project, and even sunglasses from Amphibia. Squinting in this beautiful sunshine doesn't have to be a thing. What are you wearing? Waring and Fiegel Optometry, 21st in Tyler.
When it comes to service, repair, or installing a new train, air conditioner, or furnace, nobody's better than Moody Heating and Air Conditioning, an independent train comfort specialist. So it just makes sense to become a Moody priority customer and enjoy great benefits like 10% off all service repairs, no overtime fees, faster response time, and much more. Becoming a priority customer at Moody Heating and Air Conditioning? Smart. Call 262-7444. That's 262-7444 today.
Hi, I'm Bob Tracy, owner of Wood Savers. For 3 decades, we've been preserving and restoring decks, fences, and cedar-sided homes. We do all repairs along with cleaning, staining, and sealing the wood. We enhance the look by choosing stain colors that complement your home and add metal spindles to give your deck a whole new upgrade. Customers will automatically receive a discounted maintenance plan, so you'll never have to stain your wood again.
For a free estimate, call or text Wood Savers at 316-831-9300, 831-9300, or learn more online at woodsaversinc.com.
Heartland Bicycle in the heart of Wichita's Old Town at 111 North Mosley has just about anything you need for you and your bicycling needs. Bicycles from Giant, Salsa Bicycles, frames and components, Gunner Cycles USA, and Sun Bicycles. Did you know Heartland Bicycle rents bicycles? And when it comes to service, Heartland will fix you right. Bicycle clothing and accessories. In the heart of Wichita's Old Town, it's Heartland Bicycle. Online at heartlandbike.com.
Here's your latest forecast for the Big Talker KQAM. A chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the night tonight, low around 54. Sunday, clearing up and sunny with a high near 76, with a slight breeze Sunday night, turning down to a low near 50, and Monday, sunny with a high near 80 degrees. Wrapping up the first day of the week on Monday night, it's going to be a low around 53 with a southwest wind around 5 to 7 miles an hour. That's your latest forecast on the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM KQAM.
At 8:06, it's currently 60 degrees.
The Dana Show, live weekdays at noon, here on the Big Talker, KQAM. The views expressed on the Jim Price Show do not represent the opinions of KQAM Radio or Steckline Communications. You're listening to the Jim Price Show, right here on the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
My name is Logan, and I'm listening to the Jim Price Show.
You gotta love that intro from Logan. I tell you what, he's a pretty smart little kid. I got to know him over the last year, him and his grandpa, and I thought it'd be great to have him give a little intro there to the show. He always refers to me as Jim Price. It's never, Jim or Mr. Price. It's always Jim Price, and I'm like, hey, and I just can't get him off of it. So I thought it was really great to have him in on that. Welcome back. It's the Jim Price Show. We had a long news break there for everybody to get all the information of the hour and let the station identifications come through. Before we took our break, I teased a little bit about this Southern person with this dynamic degree of international relations and business finance, which honestly, they're very busy degrees. There's a lot of requirements to it, unless you're taking a watered-down courses. I don't know. I think at $1.2 trillion worth of student debt, I think we have a lot of people with degrees that we're not using them. So go ahead, Preston. You had something you want.
Yeah.
What is it?
We're going to tease it with...
Now time for the Crazy Cortez Corner.
What? No, don't give it away now. Come on. All right, here we go, guys. This is the clip we just got this week, and I couldn't not share it. I had to get it out there. So let's go ahead and listen to it.
This is what organizing looks like.
That's right.
This is what building power looks like. This is what changing the country looks like. I'm proud to be a bartender.
Oh.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
There's nothing wrong with working retail, folding clothes for other people to
it's an honest
buy.
job, right?
There is nothing wrong with preparing the food that your neighbors will eat.
Right. Okay, I agree with all of her analogies that being a bartender is great. Folding clothes is great. Fixing food for people is great. I agree with all those things. These are all part of our society, how it ebbs and flows, and people are able to make careers out of these. But where did the Southern accent come from?
Well, so, she was trying to relate to the Bronx.
No. Where? Sorry. Talking to the microphone clearly here.
Yeah.
Where did the Southern accent?
She's confused. Okay.
Oh,
she was trying to relate to a certain demographic.
Now, you mean confused? That
okay.
She just
and she thought that voice related to that demographic, and that's why we got Southern, but black people.
So you're
in the Bronx
wait. She's pandering.
Southern.
That's called pandering.
Yeah.
When you go on there and you start saying, "Hey boys, I want to come down here and talk to you about what I'm gonna do right now." Okay, you're pandering to obviously a certain audience. And Andy's got something to add here.
Well, here's the headline from Newsweek. She defended her accent, saying that she did not have an accent and that she is from the Bronx, and I act like it and I talk like it, and I got that accent from living and growing up in the Bronx.
I act like it, I talk like it. That's what I do right now. I'm going to let you know I have a great uncle that lives in New York, and I've been to the Bronx, and I'm going to let you know nobody down there talks like this. Ain't nobody coming in there saying, "Hey, you want one of these here Philly sandwiches? I got a hot dog in a cart for you." I'm going to let you know no one does that. And she doesn't realize that she's being – I mean, these clips are killing her. I mean, she's got a degree in international business but doesn't know where Israel and the Gaza Strip or she doesn't understand the dynamics there.
Finance and economics and doesn't know really anything about finance.
And then she tells us that tax dollars – no, all federal spending is not all tax dollars.
Hold on. We gotta play this one next.
All right, go for it.
Because this is classic.
Classic?
Yeah, it is.
Classic rock? Yeah, classic rock. No?
Hold on.
What are you doing? You're dragging me out.
I know.
1, 2, boo doo doo doo, boom doo doo, boom doo 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 doo.
I need a soundbite for that. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
How many years until the world ends again?
Oh, 12 years. I knew this one.
12 years left to cut emissions by at least 50%, if not more. And for everyone who wants to make a joke about that,
I can hear her chewing.
You may laugh, but your grandkids will not. So.
Okay. All right. Stop. All right. I can't do it anymore. Stop. It's like literally like fingers on a chalkboard. You cannot sit there and listen to somebody chew and smack and whatever it is she's doing on Instagram, and then people are like, you're so beautiful and amazing, and your mommy brought you a juice box and you're eating a fruity thing. Okay, first of all, guys, stop. She's a 30-year-old woman. She should know better than this. You don't sit. Not that I wouldn't love to sit here and just eat in front of you. I could do this right here on the YouTube Live and sit here and just no, don't stop. If you're gonna video, do something that act like you're gonna do it on purpose. The problem is that this person actually has an education. This person actually has a degree and stuff that she is screwing up wildly. And she just keeps falling into it. She falls in these bear traps of just the most ridiculous stuff. And I can't get this. 12 years. So if we don't hurry up and cut all emissions by 50% now, in 12 years, 5% of the world's population is going to destroy it.
Yeah.
So our 5% is going to destroy the entire globe. Yeah. Well, if you don't start here, where are you going to start, Jim? You got to start somewhere. You got to do something right. Well, you know what? Why don't you individually create your own campaign within your own life and make your own good decisions to be off the grid and make a smaller footprint?
Yeah.
And now you've done your part. Do not sit there and come across the street and wag your finger that you don't like the color of my house. I'm paying the mortgage. I'm paying for the paint, and it's my house. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, we want to give away this much freedom to everybody else. Everybody else is going to dictate that because they have a feeling, they have an emotion. We've ran down areas that we've lost the moral compass of a standard individual. And listen to me, Paul Harvey was one of the most amazing guys I used to listen to as a kid. My son, Jimmy, loves listening to him. He loved listening to Paul Harvey at noon. He loved listening to the rest of the story in the afternoon. But that man, he talked about, we can have as much individual freedom as we want, but we also have to have morality. We have to understand what right and wrong is. And when you run around and want to tell me that I got to cut down my emissions by 50%, well, we've done more than that in our lives, and we've done more than that as Americans. But there are other countries that haven't even got running water, and you're worried about what we're doing? Again, I'm not telling you to go out there and start just turning back time on what we've done. But let's make smart decisions. Let the market drive towards that. We don't even have batteries that can actually store the electricity to make this happen. We don't have it. Look at your cell phone. Your cell phone cannot be on all day and use it all day without it dying. And then it doesn't even last a year because then it starts losing the ability to charge. And we've all experienced it, so don't sit there and go, well, they can get better. No, they really can't, or they would. Do you not think Apple would have already done this? If they had a battery that could just simply last for 12 days, they'd already put it in there. Because one of the number one complaints they have is battery life and length of battery age. So again, stop. We're doing an amazing job here. We're doing amazing things. Be proud of being American. Be proud of what we've got. It's an amazing country. It's the most amazing country in the history of the world. We cannot find another country that's done the most amazing things that we have. Have we started out with mistakes? Yes. Have we corrected them? Yes. Let it go. Let it go. Move on. You cannot continue to go back and just dredge up and dredge up and dredge up because it's a talking point. It's not fair for the people in the past. It's not fair to the people in the future. And it's not fair to us right now. Let's take care of us right now. Let's be good citizens to each other. Let's make sure that we're doing the right thing by each other. You know what? We're getting ready to go to another advertising break. Got a little excited there. I know I'll get a little wound up on that. We do have the ability to take calls. If you guys want to call in the last 45 minutes or half hour, 316-721-8255. You guys want to call in and tell me how I've already screwed up or how great of a job I'm doing or how great Preston looks on YouTube Live. Wave, Preston. Wave at the camera. Hey. Yeah, he's up there. So 316-721-8255 is the number. This is Jim Price Show.
It's slowly warming up across the Mid-America region. You've got a lot on your mind. One of the things that you shouldn't have to worry about is whether the seed you plant will survive the weather. That's where we can help. Hi, I'm Craig Mead. Join me for Mid-America Ag Network Soil Temperature Reports, brought to you by Abilene Machine and the Kansas Corn Growers Association. You can't afford to plant that seed too early or too late. From Texas to the Dakotas, we'll give you 2 updates every day. Soil Temperature Reports only on Mid-America Ag Network.
Have you noticed the number of box stores that sell bed mattresses is dwindling? Locked up, closed down, shuttered. I mean, of course, commission-paid salesmen who use a dancing sheep to try and lure you in. It's believable. There's a reason why people who dip their toes in the water of looking for bed mattresses end up buying at Derby Mattress of Derby. Lower everyday prices than the box store sale prices. Every day. Derby Mattress, 105 South Baltimore in Derby.
Hi again, everybody. Tony White, Augusta Flight Center. Want to talk about our flight training packages. Private pilot packages starting at just $5,900. Now that'll get you 47 and a half hours in the aircraft, 2.5 hours on our flight training device, 45 hours of instruction, also a free headset and a free home study kit. For more information on this and other flight training options, visit our website at iflyaugusta.com, our Facebook page, or you can call us at 316-733-4080.
A DUI can literally stop a person and their vehicle in its tracks. If you know someone who's gotten a nudge from the judge and their vehicle can't budge without an ignition interlock device, the next right move is Just Right Auto Repair. Just Right Auto Repair at 4312 West Central is Wichita's Intoxilock Ignition Interlock Installation Specialist. Intoxilock is the preferred device of choice among customers and monitoring authorities. Make your vehicle just right in the Quartz site. Just Right Auto Repair, your Intoxilock Ignition Interlock Installation Specialist.
Maximum Outdoor Equipment knows mowers inside and out, backwards and forwards, commercial, residential, all brands, all types. They also know trimmers, edgers, snow blowers, and most other types of outdoor power equipment. Maximum Outdoor has the know-how to work on them and the parts to fix them, even if it isn't a brand they sell. Now, if you need someone to repair your refrigerator or fix your plumbing, Maximum Outdoor Equipment doesn't do that. They're not one of those big box stores that sells lots of stuff but can't help you if something goes wrong. Maximum Outdoor is a small box store specializing in mowers and outdoor power equipment. If you have a lawnmower or some other piece of power equipment that needs tuning up or fixing, or you need parts so you can fix it yourself, they're the people to see, no matter what brand it is, even if you bought it at one of those big box stores. Maximum Outdoor Equipment. Give them a call at 943-0201 or stop in and see them just south of Kellogg on West Street and online at MaximumOutdoor.com.
Maximum service, maximum value, maximum outdoor equipment.
Morning news with Rick Everett here on the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM KQAM.
Well, we got some groovy music to bring us back there.
Jim is shaking his thing.
Oh, I'm a little embarrassed. Whew. Oh, okay, all right. Welcome back. This is Jim Price Show. I'd like to go ahead and remind everybody that you guys can call in at 316-721-8255. That's 316-721-8255. Yeah, it's getting a little hot in here with that sultry music bringing us back in.
A little steamy.
All right, so guys, I'm gonna stop for a minute. I know I'm picking on AOC, and the problem is, guys, it's what she's doing. It's the fact that there are other people that think identical to her that really want to drive the same type of agenda she does, and it's just not factual. Yeah. It's not fact-based. You go back to the idea, some of the stuff she said about not all dollars that the government spends are tax dollars. I mean, fundamentally, it's what do? You can't just let that slide. You'd be like, what? I mean, she has a vote. She is a House rep. I mean, She is being paid $180,000 a year and has now got health care, she says, for the first time, which, I don't know how.
This is the first time in my life that I've had health care.
Now, which accent is that? Is she using the Bronx accent or is she using the...
That's the Bronx accent.
My goodness. All right, guys. Well... All right, so hey guys, we talked about the federal level, okay? We've talked about things going on there. We've talked about climate change. We talked about solar panels. We talked about all these other things, and we keep kind of going back to this because these seem to be the things that keep boiling to the top as a fearmonger.
Yeah.
We're all going to die, so we got to vote for somebody. Somebody that's going to tell us we're not going to die. Who is that? I mean, that's...
Joe Biden,
2020. 12 presidential candidates that are all saying the same thing, that we got to get things turned around in 12 years. I mean, it's literally, she said it, and now it's become fact, and now it's a talking point in their campaigns. Let's go back. I want to talk about something local here in Kansas and something that we're facing. I know that we have listeners that are outside of Kansas. I know that there are people that don't know everything that's going on here. We do have a governor that has put forth a plan to make sure and defer payments into the retirement system, and that means basically I'm not gonna pay the car payment for this year, and I'm gonna kind of pay it at the end, and when I can at the end of when I need to, The problem is literally that is how simple you boil it down to. It was $118 million deferred payment that was going to be taken away from CAPERS, which there's a lot of elderly people that depend on that. Obviously, it's called retirement. It's what a lot of state workers, teachers, all these different people who've worked with inside the government paid into CAPERS. My folks, they're out there listening tonight. Marge and Charlie, I know that they were going to listen in tonight. They're not. They don't have YouTube. They don't even have a computer. But they said they were listening in. I want to say hi to them. But they do get their retirement from CAPERS, both of them. And it scares me to death to think that we're going to somehow, after, let's see, when we had Kathleen leave, we were at an F rating with CAPERS. The financial status of CAPERS was F. Brownback left after 8 years, and we put it back to an A. And then the first year that Kelly gets in there, she wants to defer the payment. What do you think it's going to do to that A rating that we have currently with CAPERS? What's going to happen when you defer $118 or $119 million? It's going to drop our credit, right? Which then means that we're not going to get the rates we should. It means that we're not going to be financially stable, blah, blah, blah. And there's a lot of people out there that depend on this. The state made the promise to put this together and to pay this out. Now, there was people who took advantage of it early on, was double-dipping and some other things. But here's the problem. The promise is a promise. Let's keep it. But don't defer the payment and then take that money. Wait. Here's the sweet spot of this. That money that was supposed to go to CAPERS, which was taken out of teachers' checks and out of state workers' checks, was going to go into paying the teacher's salary for the upcoming year. So, wait, hold on. So you're taking their money that they paid into the retirement, you're now deferring that back to their paycheck instead of giving them the retirement that they are looking forward to having when they retire. I mean, the simple math of that, the simple optics of that, how is this confusing to anybody? How does anybody sit there and go, well, that's not exactly right? Hey, I'm going to let you know. Call in 316-721-8255. Let me know exactly what you're thinking. I'm going to tell you right now, that is exactly what happened. And we have an expansion of Medicaid trying to be pushed in the state of Kansas. Oh, if we just could get 100,000 more people under this established program, it'll work. Look at Massachusetts. Look at New Hampshire. Look at the states around this country that expanded Medicaid when the Affordable Care Act took off. They expanded like wildfire. I mean, literally putting anybody and everybody under their expanded Medicaid. The problem is that, like I said in the last show, you got to put out the money, and then they'll pay you back 90% as long as your expenditures qualify. The federal government is not sitting around waiting to pay you. They're not waiting to sit there and they're at the computer waiting to hit enter to transfer that money to our bank account at the state. They literally are going to make us prove, but it's going to be a year behind. And the problem is they find somebody on that roll that doesn't belong on there, they're not going to pay for any of their stuff. But we've already paid for it. Let's say they find 1,000 people on there, and they've all racked up all these medical bills, and they go in there and say, well, this person doesn't qualify for Medicaid. You can't. We're not going to pay for it. But we've already paid for the services. They're already within the Medicaid system, and we're still paying for it. Again, people, the more that we keep trying to drag government into our daily lives, why? I mean, think about that. It doesn't make sense. Nobody wants more bureaucracy. Nobody wants more people telling us what to wear, what kind of gas to put. You realize that we have mandated ethanol in everything we drive now? They had to go back and completely re-engineer most all cars because the ethanol was tearing the internals out of the carbureted systems. All the seals, we weren't built for it. Yeah. They had to redo everything because the government mandated it. Well, then it drives corn prices up. Well, now we're spending more. We're actually putting all this food into fuel, right? But don't we have a food problem? Aren't we supposed to be feeding the poor? Aren't we supposed to? But then we got the ethanol. But I mean, guys, follow the money. Think about what's going on here. This is right in front of our face. This is not hard to find. I mean, the facts that I could come up with about the batteries. It takes 1,000 years to get 2 days worth of storage. It's not hard. I looked it up. You can find all this stuff on the internet. It's amazing. We have so much information, so much scientific information right at our fingertips. But we refuse to listen to it. We refuse to look for it. And we'll get a soundbite from somebody like AOC that says, hey, by the way, 12 years from now, we're all dead. I'm going to let you know right now, if we're all going to be dead in 12 years, what are we fighting for? Yeah. I mean, hey, let's do the big group. I can get it. I mean, hey, we're all going down. The 5% of the global's population is going to destroy us all. What snake oil is that? How do we sit there and allow that? If your grandparents were being fed, ma'am, if we don't go down and replace your basement, you're going to have water in your basement in 12 years. Are you going to let grandma spend that money?
No.
Well, the guy said it. He's an expert. But here's AOC, who's somebody who is literally is confused about where tax dollars come from. But she's going to tell us when the world's going to end. Al Gore's been doing it for 30 years, and he still ain't got it right. I'm not saying don't do things to make the world a better place. But my goodness, do we want to give away the bank? Do we want to give away personal freedoms for that? It's ridiculous. Yeah. We can't continue the same diatribe over and over again. Anyway, going back to the state problems that we have, we got to make sure that we listen to what our representatives are talking about. It's amazing. I've actually seen a lot more clarity, a lot more transparency in this new House of Representatives than I've seen in a long, long time. People are trying to get the message out about what's really being voted on, when the votes are coming up, and when to call your representatives. At the state level, I think I've seen a lot of great leadership coming out of there lately. There's a lot of people that want other people involved. They want to be able to do the right thing for Kansas, but not bankrupt Kansas. You guys, we cannot continue to think we give everything away. You guys give away the chickens, we're not going to have any eggs. It's that simple. Look at the city of Wichita. The city of Wichita is struggling to catch up with all the cracks and all the potholes in their roads. And they'll tell you that they just don't have the money. Just like the deferred payments that went into the sewer system that were supposed to be there. Well, we just don't have the money. Well, where'd the money go? That was supposed to be for our new sewer upgrades. Again, look at what's simply right in front of us. Quit giving away the chickens, and if you give away the chickens, you ain't got no eggs. I'm going with simple math. Is that right? Yeah. So if I don't have my chicken, the chicken can't lay eggs, so then I don't have something to eat.
You have 0 eggs, like the Green Deal had 0 votes.
Oh, now you're picking on her again. That's not fair. Hey, wait, she had 0 votes. Didn't she vote on that too?
You would think.
Oh, the Senate. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry. That was I was like, what? She didn't vote for her own thing? Did she not? She couldn't read it. Anyway, that's too easy of a target. But anyway, guys, again, we're going to be talking about some more stuff here in the next half hour. I do appreciate you guys holding on for the break. I'll see you right after the news. This is Jim Price Show.
Guys. Final Four action is underway in Minneapolis, where Virginia has defeated Auburn.
I do feel for Auburn, but I feel better for us right now.
Virginia head coach Tony Bennett on the 63-62 victory, a barn burner to the end. There is still much of buzz about not the foul on Virginia's last shot, but what many say is a missed double dribble call by the refs that would have given Auburn the ball and the win. It wasn't to be, though. With Virginia in the final, now we watch the battle between Michigan State and Texas Tech. Michigan got here by beating Duke, Texas by upsetting Gonzaga. At the Final Four, Jim Roop, Minneapolis.
Former South Carolina Senator Fritz Hollings has died. Hollings often talked about the pervasive burden of raising money just to stay in office.
Come on, I had to raise $8.5 million, which is $30,000 a week, each week, every week for 6 years. That's all we do is raise money.
Hollings served 6 terms in the Senate. Hollings was 97 years old. I'm Evan Haining.
Lowe's knows you'll do spring right by saving on everything you need to get your garden growing. We do it right too, with incredible deals to help you save during our Spring Black Friday sale, like Bonnie vegetable and herb plants 4 for $10. And for a clean-looking landscape, pick up 5 bags of Scott's mulch for just $10. Whatever's on your spring to-do list, hurry in and save during our Spring Black Friday sale. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offers valid through 4/17, not valid on Alaska or Hawaii. Bonnie offer valid on 19-ounce pots. See store for details, U.S. only.
Oh, fresh powder. I'll get the skis.
Ugh, I can't.
Winter nasal congestion. Is it A, cold, B, sinus pressure, C, allergies?
I'm not sure.
For all of the above, the answer is D, Allegra D, a maximum strength decongestant plus a powerful non-drowsy antihistamine for 24 hours of relief.
Feel better?
Yep. Feel like racing?
Hey, wait!
This winter, the answer is Allegra D. Look for Allegra D at the pharmacy counter. Use as direct.
Best. It's a new era of NASCAR excitement.
Chase Elliott, your leader, Joey Logano, right on the back bumper.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
Eric Jones able to break away by a car length and a half.
Featuring the world's best drivers.
Kevin Harvick still trying to catch Jimmy Johnson.
Fighting for the biggest prize in racing.
And he is your champ.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series on the Motor Racing Network.
NASCAR on KQAM. Brought to you by Burwell Construction.
Maximum Outdoor Equipment knows mowers inside and out, backwards and forwards, commercial, residential, all brands, all types. They also know trimmers, edgers, snow blowers, and most other types of outdoor power equipment. Maximum Outdoor has the know-how to work on them and the parts to fix them, even if it isn't a brand they sell. Now, if you need someone to repair your refrigerator or fix your plumbing, Maximum Outdoor Equipment doesn't do that. They're not one of those big box stores that sells lots of stuff but can't help you if something goes wrong. Maximum Outdoor is a small box store specializing in mowers and outdoor power equipment. If you have a lawnmower or some other piece of power equipment that needs tuning up or fixing, or you need parts so you can fix it yourself, they're the people to see, no matter what brand it is, even if you bought it at one of those big box stores. Maximum Outdoor Equipment. Give them a call at 943-0201 or stop in and see them just south of Kellogg on West Street and online at MaximumOutdoor.com.
Maximum service, maximum value, maximum outdoor equipment.
Hey, Mark Walters with Armed American Radio, and I want to tell you about Rob's Gun Tech and Firearms. They're the dealer to buy, sell, trade, and even consign. Budget, the high-end, custom firearms, ammo, accessories, they've got it all and feature Wilson Combat, Guncrafters Industries, and Nighthawk Custom. Have a request? Work with their in-house gunsmith, find the right solution for you. Rob's Gun Tech offers pricing programs and discounts and proudly gives back to the Veterans Suicide Network. Learn more today at robsguntechandfirearms.com or visit them just east of 159th North on East Kellogg, where they know more than just the price.
Here's your latest forecast for the Big Talker KQAM. A chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout the night tonight, low around 54. Sunday, clearing up and sunny with a high near 76, with a slight breeze Sunday night, turning down to a low near 50. And Monday, sunny with a high near 80 degrees. Wrapping up the first day of the week on Monday night, it's going to be a low around 53 with a southwest wind around 5 to 7 miles an hour. That's your latest forecast on the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM KQAM.
At 8:34, it's currently 59 degrees.
Travel the world with the Carries. Sundays at 10 on the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
Oh, come on, put me on. Put me on. That's it. I love that. Love that song. That was high school, man. That was it.
The 80s.
Oh, man. You spin me around. Man, I tell you what, that just flashes back to the pool, the lifeguarding at the pool in Glendale, Arizona.
Like a record, baby.
Oh yeah, that was the song coming over the loudspeaker. But they weren't speakers; they were like those blowhorn speakers, the megaphone speakers. So that was sound quality wasn't there, but you knew what the song was. You got
what was
the
going
intent.
on.
So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. You guys coming back. It's the Jim Price Show. Looks like we got about a half an hour left. I appreciate everybody hanging in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little bit of a bumpy ride. It's the first live show. So of course you got the butterflies, you got the technical glitches, you got the I can't hear myself, can't hear you, can't hear me. we got to find those balances, but I think we've got it now. Remember, next week we're going to be on from 3 to 5. NASCAR's coming on at 5:30 next week, so we want to make sure that everybody jumps ahead. That 2 hours. Shake and bake, turn and burn, Magic Man. You gotta love that stuff. All right, so remember, if you guys want to call on any questions, you want to talk about anything, 316-721-8255. We do have the lines open to let you guys call in.
And I really need somebody to call in and tell Jim how wrong he is and how he's fake news.
Oh, not my fake news. I gave you facts, big meanie. I forgot. No, come on. Yeah, I would enjoy a good conversation. We'll say that. How about that? What do you got over there? I see you reading something. Is it important?
Our buddy Josh typed up topic overviews for us.
Right.
And we got circled the Mueller report.
Okay.
And Josh wanted to know, why does it matter in the grand scheme of things if there's no collusion after all?
Well, okay, guys. First of all, hold on. Let's back up. Let's just back up. Beep, beep, beep. Back the truck up.
Back
here.
that train up.
All the way back. Guys, it has literally been reported by CNN, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, NBC, whatever this, all the C's, right? All the whatever's out there. Literally, Breitbart, USA Today, they've all talked about the fact that the FISA warrant that was initiated, that started this entire process, that started all this, this discrediting of who the president is now, is a fake. It's literally fake. They literally can track it to where that it was actually an old news article that they just changed the names, that they faked the distribution of the information. All this stuff is actually literally out there. I don't even have to go look for it. It's right out in front of you. The reason that Josh, he's just stirring the pot with this question, which is a great question. Okay, it stirs the pot, gets me wound up. But at the end of the day, the problem with the whole collusion thing, first of all, I didn't really think, I haven't used the word collusion, heard it so much in all my life. It has been so worn out. The word FISA warrant, first of all. The dossier, that's another word I really didn't think I was going to be using over and over again, but I've heard it thousands of times now. And collusion. Yes, it's important to know that the people that are running your country are not out there conspiring to tear us down. And we need to know that. I don't hesitate for a second to believe that's exactly what we should be doing. But at the end of the day, now think about this. We knew 3 and 4 days before someone was going to resign out of the White House. We knew that Sarah Sanders was going to be the new information director, blah, 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 for the White House. We knew before she knew. The one guy, all this stuff, okay, all these leaks. Okay, think about this for 1 second. I don't care which side of the line you want to be on. I don't care who you think is going to be it, who's not going to be it, whatever it is. Do you not think after 2 years, if they had that President Trump started eating a chicken leg from the wrong side, that they would have leaked? We'd already know it. We know that he did something. We know about the parking ticket. We know about this and that. And the idea that the taxes thing, come on, guys. If you're under audit, that's the basics 101. You don't release your tax. You can't talk about them because they're under audit. It's exactly how anybody in the whole world handles it. But the problem with collusion, okay, the problem with the thing is, why do people want to take our leader, okay, tear him down in the world's eyes, in the public's eyes, in the government's eyes? Why would we want to make him so weak if they're not actually trying to maintain their own control? Think about it. It's not that hard to see. These people have spent countless hours, almost 2 full years, almost $30 million with a team of experts. A team of experts. These guys aren't like guys that were out there patching holes on the freeway last week and they brought them in, hey, can you go ahead and see if there's some collusion? And they're like, how do you spell collusion? So, no, these guys are literally they're lifetime lawyers. These guys are lifetime government employees. They're all part of the legal system. They know how to find things. And they subpoenaed how many millions of documents and how many hours of interviews. Trump Jr. has gone through how many he's got 36 hours straight or together of interviews that he's did with Mueller. And the problem is at the end of the day, if we can't just literally accept the fact that these guys did their job, which, hey, who wanted him to do it? The Democrats wanted him. Yeah. They wanted Mueller to do the investigation. He spent almost 2 years doing it. Him and Bill Barr sat down and wrote the 4-page summary. They did it together in the same room. It was verified by Mueller. He knows exactly what Barr put in there. He verified it. He signed off on it, and then Barr released it because everybody had to have a taste. See, remember it was, hurry and get the Barr explanation out. Hurry and get it out. Hurry and get it out. Well, then when he releases it, it didn't say collusion. It didn't say obstruction. And so now wait, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, what we meant was we want you to break every federal and state law you can think of and release the entire Mueller report. Now listen to this. Listen to this again. Okay, you want to violate personal privacy laws. You want to violate federal regulations. You want to violate federal laws. You want to break all kinds of just ethics things just so you can say that you can sit there and scrub through 400 pages to find where the definition of it is.
Yeah.
Wasn't it what Bill Clinton says? What is your... It depends on what the definition of it is, or it's, or what did he say? There was something he said. And so we have to figure out how, we got to figure out, well, right here, what Mueller really meant.
Right?
Huh?
He's an expert on that. Like, I did not.
That is a whole nother river to swim down. I tell you, there's some amazing stories around that family and their traditions and things that have happened and people that have had medical issues around them that you just kind of, a lot of that's pretty quinkadink. I mean, it really, really is quinkadink. So, but anyway, going back to the Mueller investigation, it's important.
Yeah.
I think it's important, but here's the problem. At the end of the day, if there was one parking ticket that Trump didn't pay back in 1972, if there's some outstanding, something he forgot about in, Colorado and he didn't pay a tax, something, I mean, they know it. These people had sources, the entire government at their beck and call to pick up any piece of paper, any chain of emails, any communication whatsoever. They raided houses, they raided offices, and at the end of the day, this guy was picked by the Democrats, and when he came out and said, "Hey guys, this guy's pretty clean, we ain't got nothing," they couldn't accept it. Well, no, you don't know what you're talking about, Mueller. You don't know. For 2 years, they talked about the Mueller report and that they had to protect him from being fired and all this other stuff, and that he was so in danger and Trump's going to cut him off. And then Trump doesn't cut him off, and then he says, "Oh, by the way, there's no collusion and there's no obstruction." And Bill Barr and me put together this 4-page summary, and then the press immediately says that Bill Barr got it wrong.
So, I mean, in a perfect world, if we were all big boys and big girls, and that report came out and nothing wrong, he didn't do anything, we would drop it. We would move on. But now it's like we're in this big witch hunt. Like, we have to find something. Like, we didn't get the answers that we wanted, but we know he did something wrong, and America hates him so much, and America wants him out of the office that we need something to get it.
So, wait, okay, here's the thing. You get rid of him, now you got Pence.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I mean, the end of the day, let's say hook, line, and sinker, They got that speeding ticket he didn't pay, and we've got him, whatever it is.
We got him on his tax return. He didn't pay his tax.
Well, I'd like to know how Bernie is driving an Audi 8 and has 2 houses and talking about how he's been only making $180,000 a year.
Jason,
for
if
30
you're
years.
listening, you should call in because we all know that you're a Bernie 2020 guy.
And Jason, you know which Jason you are. Hey, at the end of the day, I know it's easy to get to spin off on these things and have a little fun with them. But the problem is, guys, this is all right in front of everybody's face. This is not a slanted story I'm telling. This is literally right. And here's the thing. Why would we want the ship that we're on, why do we want to take it down? We have literally added, that's right, that's proper English, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have now added $7 trillion of value to the stock market. Now, if you don't think that doesn't affect every single person in the world, you guys are not paying attention. Just because you don't have a dog in the fight, just because you don't have $1,000 in there and it went up, okay, just because you weren't affected by that, the people that were, the people that are, these are the values of these companies. That means that now those companies have a greater value inherently. That means that they can go out and leverage more and do more and expand more and give more to their employees. And they literally have proven it time and time again. We have added $7 trillion in less than 2 years. And someone ought to be just putting their hands together going, "Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for doing the right thing by us." And yet we're sitting around going, "Orange man is bad. I think he did something a long, long time ago, and we're going to find it out." You can't do that. You have to stop. So anyway, I went a little long on that segment, but a lot to talk about on that. We'll be back here in a few minutes. This is the Jim Price Show.
Hi, it's Kevin Carr. In a world of politics, work, social media, family, and other distractions, sometimes you just need a break. That's where I come in. Join me every Saturday for Fat Guys at the Movies, right here on the Big Talker, KQAM. We'll talk new movie releases, entertainment news, what you might have missed at the theater, and what lost classics you can catch up on in your home cinema. It's Fat Guys at the Movies with me, Kevin Carr. And it's all right here on the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM, KQAM.
Hi again, everybody. Tony White, Augusta Flight Center. Want to talk about our flight training packages. Private pilot packages starting at just $5,900. Now that'll get you 47 and a half hours in the aircraft, 2.5 hours on our flight training device, 45 hours of instruction, also a free headset and a free home study kit. For more information on this and other flight training options, visit our website at iflyaugusta.com, our Facebook page, or you can call us at 316-733-4080.
Over 340 years of roofing experience, and that's just the management and estimating team. It's no wonder Ray Roofing is one of the most successful roofing companies in Kansas. As a 6th-generation family-owned business, Ray Roofing specializes in built-up, modified, cold-applied, EPDM, TPO, and tapered roofing systems. Whether the structure roof is commercial, sheet metal, or flat residential, Ray Roofing was founded on the belief that a roof is only as good as the roofer applying it. Ray Roofing, online at wrayroofing.com.
No one wakes up and plans for a car accident, but there are some things you should know about Norris Collision Center of Goddard in the event that happens, like the fact that Norris Collision Center doesn't charge a storage fee when your vehicle is brought there, the fact that the tow truck that arrives at the accident scene will take your vehicle to Norris Collision upon request, and the fact that Norris Collision Center of Goddard will provide you with rental car assistance, big city quality with small town service. 794-1161, Norris Collision Center of Goddard.
Walking. We take it for granted until pain curbs your active lifestyle. Unique Feet's board-certified podorthist, John Galbraith, can help you get back in step.
When you go into a podorthic facility, we're kind of like a pharmacy for prescription shoes and inserts and that sort of thing. With diabetes or neuropathy, these people have exquisite pain. Oftentimes, the insert and shoe modification helps ease the pain dramatically.
Unique Feet.
Online at uniquefeetpodorthics.com or at 750 South Hillside in Wichita. A DUI can literally stop a person and their vehicle in its tracks. If you know someone who's gotten a nudge from the judge and their vehicle can't budge without an ignition interlock device, the next right move is Just Right Auto Repair. Just Right Auto Repair at 4312 West Central is Wichita's Intoxilock Ignition Interlock Installation Specialist. Intoxilock is the preferred device of choice among customers and monitoring authorities. Make your vehicle just right in the Quartz site. Just Right Auto Repair, your Intoxilock Ignition Interlock Installation Specialist.
When it comes to service, repair, or installing a new Trane air conditioner or furnace, nobody's better than Moody Heating and Air Conditioning, an independent Trane comfort specialist. So it just makes sense to become a Moody priority customer and enjoy great benefits like 10% off all service repairs, no overtime fees, faster response time, and much more. Becoming a priority customer at Moody Heating and Air Conditioning? Smart. Call 262-7444. That's 262-7444 today.
Jim Bohannon. Live evenings at 9 here on the Big Talker, 1480 AM and 102.5 FM.
Man, I tell you what, we are hitting it on the music today. I tell you, these intro outros are amazing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Jim Price Show, and we've got a great music selection today. We're really kicking it up, getting us all fired up for the weekend. So I do my radio voice. That's right, everybody. Well, I'm very down, but no, I'm not gonna do that. It's not, no. All right. Well, we went off a little on the deep end on a few topics, and that's what I do, and that's what I like to do. I get wound up about these things because, to me, we have to think about the common sense of it. Think about why things get done. It's so easy. If you want to know where the decisions are made, look at campaign contributions. Look at trips. Look at spending. You want to know who's making the decisions, who's asking for favors, why things are going the way they are, why we keep giving away the chickens and wondering why we ain't got no eggs. Listen to me, folks. It's as simple as this. It's simple, 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 simple. When you see a corporation that goes into a TIF, which is a deferred tax bracket thing that happens in a certain segments of the city, and this and that means that they do not give the city the sales tax they collect. Gander Mountain is a prime example of that. We gave them the farm. We gave. See, I think we guaranteed the loan. I think we gave them the property, and they got to keep all the sales tax. So all the sales tax, they were still selling millions of dollars worth of goods, collecting the 7%, and then not having to turn that in. That's an additional 7% of revenue right off the top, and they didn't have to turn it in, and they still left. Have we not learned anything? You keep feeding the bears are going to come back. They're going to keep coming back, but that doesn't mean that it's a good deal if we keep giving these things away. Now, I understand if you have a struggling business or you have something that you need to get off the ground, and there are things that you might want to put together a program for, but you know what? If it can't pass the mustard on a business plan, if it can't pass the simple mustard of a business plan, and if you don't understand what a business plan, look it up. Look at what a business plan is. Then why are we doing it? We have an arena that we built too small to be able to host a regional basketball tournament. We built it too small, almost like it was on purpose. Yeah. Hey, what's the limit on getting into that tournament? 18,000. Okay, let's make it 17. What? Why do we? And so the thing is we literally over-collected on that arena.
Yeah.
Sedgwick County over-collected. We had extra money. We could have literally bumped it up a third, left the seating the same size. Now I'm gonna let you know, if you sat in the arena downtown, you guys can see me on live TV. I weigh about 195, and I'm gonna tell you what, I take all the seat. I take all the seat, and I'm gonna tell you, it's uncomfortable to be able to go up there and watch a show or watch a game. It is uncomfortable,
especially like the very, very top of it.
It gets worse,
and that angle, and you're like,
yeah. Wow, it's like what the whoa? It's like a trick. Like what?
The Coliseum, though.
Yeah.
There was really nothing technically wrong. We could have actually spent money to vamp that up.
Yeah.
And it would have been fine. Like, we could have made it,
We had not even dug a hole yet, and we still had money to make it a third bigger, and all we had to do was go, whoop, and that was it. And we could have literally got... See, that's when you can have the monster truck show where it's really a monster truck show. Instead of the little donut thing they do now. Instead of the smaller concerts we get the big name concerts, right? We can actually then host NHL, and we can host NBA, and we can host the bigger tournaments on the college basketball, and we can host these different things because we have the ability to do it. But, what do we do instead? Oh, no, let's just squeeze the chairs down a little bit, and it'll all work out just fine. Because, the Americans, they're really little people and stuff. Who are you kidding? It is amazing how small those seats are. And they crushed it in to be able to get to that tournament we got, last year?
Mm-hmm.
We got the NCAA tournament last year. But we're not going to get that again for another 8 years. But if we would have been on top of it, maybe we could have gotten an NHL team in here, an NBA team. What other things are we missing out just because we were short-sighted? But you know what, by the way? We lose money on that arena every year. We do.
Yeah.
We as taxpayers pay in to cover the differential to make that profitable down there. It's actually not profitable. So
I went to a concert last year,
right?
And we had bought nosebleed tickets,
right?
And when we got there, because they didn't sell out, they upgraded us for free because they're like, they just blocked everything off that wasn't
they
sold.
Dropped those curtains down, and it's like, don't pay attention to those magical seats up there. There's nothing to see. It's amazing. Well, here's the problem. I really don't like going to see things there because the seats are so small. It's uncomfortable. I mean, and we knew that. We know that. It doesn't make any sense. We do so many things, and we can sit there and look at it, and there's some real simple ways to solve the problems, but we keep doing the same thing over and over again. We keep doing the same thing over and over again. We have to live our lives with purpose. And I'm going to stop for a second and I want you to think about that. A purpose-driven life. That means that you get up and you intend on doing the right thing. You intend on making the world a better place. You intend on making yourself better every single day because you want the world to be a better place. You don't want to perpetuate lies. You don't want to tell stories. You don't make things up just because you want a power trip. You don't destroy other people's lives. You don't go after them just because it feels good in that moment. you actually look around you and make the world around you a better place and work harder to be a better person today than you were yesterday. And if these are the goals you have, and if this is what you're doing, you're not going to build an arena that's a third size too small. You're not going to give away everything to Gander Mountain. You're not going to give away 4.5 acres to a ball club because that's what you got to do to incentivize them to come here. And I've heard all the explanations. I've seen all the video clips on it. I've seen all the writings on it. And I'll let you know, again, why are we giving away? Well, because they're going to do something with it. Well, what if they sit on it for 5 years and never do anything? It's 5 Blake lots, and they don't get anything done. Or let's say they decide to up and move, and they still control those 5 acres or 4.5 acres. What then? What we have to buy it back at $300,000 an acre all of a sudden because now the value is driven up? I mean, guys, I saw the math. Yes, over 30 years or so many millions of dollars are going to be returned, $32 million. Guys, again, we're giving away the chicken and hoping the eggs are still coming. We keep giving away all of our chickens, and I do not understand that. It is not sound business. It is not sound economics. This stuff is not new. This is not the first time we've had to do something. So why do we keep trying to make it up and create new math or do things that it really doesn't work? We know it does not work. It's not plausible, and we keep being so short-sighted. We do it at the federal level, we do it at the state level, and we do it at the city level. We have to – listen, guys, it's not about the popular kid who gets in there. I want economics. I want people who know economics, who actually understand things so that we can make this place a better place. I don't want it to be the person who has the cleanest record. I don't want it to be the person with the best-looking haircut. I want the person who actually knows how to handle money. How do you intend on making us better? Make us the shining star on the hill. We have a lot of amazing things in this state to offer. So make it happen. Quit giving away everything to people that do not really care about us. They're coming in here to take our money and then walk away. We have to think about that. We have an immigration problem at the southern border. We got a spending level problem at the federal level. We got a state that wants to take away money out of retirement and then pay those people with it today. It's like the cheeseburger. God, they pay you next Tuesday for a cheeseburger today. That was Wimpy on Popeye, right? We can't keep doing this. It has to stop. We have to do a better job at being better citizens. We have to be able to know that we can do things better. Let's make sure that we're having a purpose-driven life. This is the Jim Price Show. I appreciate you listening, and I'll see you next week from 3 to 5.